What are Kissy Missy and the Poppy doll hiding? What does Catnap smell like? Or what is this super creepy thing here? We tell you all about it and more in the 15 hidden details of the Poppy Playtime Chapter 3 gameplay trailer. The trailer starts with a VHS advertising of the smiling critters, but suddenly the image distorts and changes to an emergency message. It shows the date of August 8th, 1995 at 11 a.m. And if this date and time seem familiar, it's because they coincide with the date of the video where Kissy Missy and other monsters were released and many Playtime Company employees were killed. Everyone was expecting to finally see Catnap, but who appeared instead was Dog Day, the dog member of the smiling critters who represents the day with a sun pendant. Remember, Catnap symbolizes the night and wears a moon pendant, and its main function is to put the rest of its companions to sleep so that they can rest peacefully without nightmares. Dog Day seems like a new enemy or ally in Poppy Playtime, but its mere existence implies that there might be more large smiling critters like them, although we believe that they have met a terrible and different fate, which I'll tell you about more later. During the trailer, a phone appears that'll definitely look familiar. It's the same phone that appeared in Project Playtime. In one of the windows of the Playtime Company rooms, you can see part of the facilities of the Destroy a Toy map from the Incineration season of Project Playtime. This connects the main game with the multiplayer spin-off of the saga. In the screen of the monitor that appears at the beginning of the trailer, you can see how a mysterious shadow moves in the background. It's quite hard to see, but if you adjust the brightness correctly, you can see better that Catnap is behind the 1995 disaster at Playtime Company. Now, if you pay attention to the trailer's audio as well, sometimes you'll hear a voice whispering the following. It's assumed to be Poppy who says these words, but the most interesting thing is that it's not the first time the player is asked to look for a flower. At the beginning of Chapter 1 of Poppy Playtime, you could read a letter that said the following: "Everyone thinks the staff disappeared 10 years ago. We are still here. Find the flower." Initially, the search for the flower referred to the room where Poppy was locked up, marked with a poppy, but it seems that both the letter and the doll refer to something yet to be discovered. And it seems that Kissy Missy's role will be even more important in this chapter, as she'll help Poppy deliver a kind of battery. The smiling critters make an appearance as plush toys that give off different scents when you pull their tails. There's Bobby Bear Hug with rose scent, Bubba Bubbaphant with lemongrass, Crafty Corn with jasmine, Dog Day with vanilla, Hoppy Hopscotch with peppermint, Kickin' Chicken with ylang ylang, Picky Piggy with a citrus aroma, and lastly, Catnap with its lavender scent, intended to relax children before they go to sleep. If you look in the background, you can see that the rest of the Poppy Playtime toys appear hanged, as if the smiling critters hated them. Undoubtedly, the most disturbing scene in the entire trailer is this huge pile of Poppy Playtime toy corpses. If you pay attention, you'll probably recognize many of the large toys from chapters 1 and 2. Here is Huggy Wuggy, who fell into the void and seems to have ended up here. Also, there's a lifeless Bunzo Bunny and PJ Pugapillar. Remember, they died at the hands of Mommy Longlegs after failing the station tests. And of course, you can also see the remains of Mommy Longlegs, who also did not have a much better fate and was dragged by the prototype. In addition to the already known toys, there are also new large toys representing the smiling critters. You can recognize Bubba Bubbaphant, Kickin' Chicken, Hoppy Hopscotch, and here comes the interesting part. Catnap and Dog Day are also here. This is very strange because both characters appear alive in the trailer trying to finish off the player. This is because they are toy versions, not the real ones. Finally, you can see the Poppy Playtime gas mask in action. It was introduced in the first teaser of Chapter 3 and could be placed as a cosmetic in Project Playtime, but now it can be used to avoid the reddish smoke around the factory. This gas supposedly puts anyone to sleep who breathes it, and Catnap has the ability to expel it, so the player will have to put on the gas mask to get through certain areas filled with red smoke. The Chapter 3 of Poppy Playtime has a lot of new mechanics for the player's grab pack. The first one is the purple glove, which thanks to its innovative technology allows for boosting and making big jumps like a spring. The second are the directional panels, which will change the direction of the hands when hit. And one more thing, the grab pack now allows you to change hands at any time, so the puzzles will now get more complicated in the game. Yeah, you can expect Poppy Playtime 3 to be harder than the previous chapters. Back once more time to the huge pile of corpses in the trailer, this time to focus on the body inside the PJ Pugapillar's mouth. It's the first time a human corpse has been seen in the game, and it doesn't seem to have had a very good end. If you look at its hands, they are tied together with a jumping rope joining their palms, as if they had been sacrificed. The identity of this character is still unknown, but it's very likely that it was offered to a toy superior as a form of worship and offering. In other words, a factory worker because he's wearing a helmet, a fully fledged sacrificial ritual. If you look in the trailer, you can see that there is a toy chained to the wall. It's likely to be what they considered within the factory as a heretic, and therefore must be sacrificed. This could open up the theory of a possible religious sect within Poppy Playtime that would pit two factions of toys led by different characters against each other, one in which Poppy, Kissy Missy, and you the player would be, and on the other side, the toys under the influence of Experiment 1006, like Catnap. Catnap's past is quite dark. It turns out that before being a toy, he was an orphan child named Theodore Grambel who lived in the home sweet home of Playcare. Theodore said that he had an imaginary friend who spoke to him, but nobody believed him. In fact, he made a drawing next to him. Does that sound familiar? Well, it turns out that Experiment 1006 was contacting Theodore to save the rest of the orphan children, and for that, he explained that he had to use a grab pack with a green hand at night to free him. The problem is that the boy didn't know how to use it correctly and ended up electrocuting himself by accident, needing to be quickly assisted. As a result, Theodore was chosen as the experiment for the creation of Catnap to prevent more children from escaping Playcare at night. It seems that since the incident, Catnap waits in the depths of Playcare worshipping 1006, his great imaginary friend, and will surely do anything to receive his blessing. In one of the screens, Huggy Wuggy's face appears with a huge smile and very, very black eyes. The reason for this character's appearance is unknown, but he may have been sedated and his pupils dilated, or something much more sinister like Experiment 1006 replacing his eyes with buttons, you know, like in that terrifying movie Coraline. Throughout the trailer, messages appear related to the children who are trapped in the Playtime Company orphanage. These children have suffered, these children grew up hungry, and these children have been saved. This could refer to how Playtime Company rescued orphan children and turned them into toys to give them a second chance in the factory as workers, an initiative that was not super well received by some factory employees for basically using children as slaves. And speaking of children, the house shown in the trailer could be Home Sweet Home, the place where the orphans lived inside the Playcare facilities of Playtime Company. If you look at the entrance, you can see a huge statue of Poppy at the top. Inside the house, the rooms are completely in disarray, as if something had destroyed them. And finally, there's a Catnap poster next to two children hanging on the wall. It reads the following notice: "Catnap is your friend. Please stay in bed following the lights out protocol." This could indicate that every night the children were forced to stay in bed when the lights went out and Catnap appeared. In the depths of the factory, it's impossible to see sunlight, and to maintain their schedules, the children had to follow these instructions. And that's why you can see this exterior decor of the house. Don't miss the rest of our Poppy Playtime videos, and subscribe to the channel to stay updated on the upcoming ones so you won't miss out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.